I know what it's like in a few months from now. So hope you all are nice and warm and enjoying Friday Eve. So we're almost to the weekend, and we wanted to be here once again to help you find that newer, better job. So we are approaching, believe it or not, our 2-year anniversary of doing these weekly virtual job fairs with Workforce Solutions. It's incredible to think that. And we are here once again today to try to help you out, whether it's looking for a job or maybe you need support in other areas. We have ways to be able to do that. All right, now I'm going to bring in Michelle Castro from Workforce Solutions. Hi there, Michelle. How are you doing today?
Doing well, Nick. I'm like you. It's kind of chilly for me, but that's okay because this time at least I have my furry boots ready, so that's okay. And so we're excited to be back with you here with you. You know, it's still January, and we are starting to see people putting in a real effort into that New Year's resolution of landing a new job for 2022. And so we're really excited about that because we, of course, have job leads. We have lots of job leads. And in fact, we have so many more in our system at Workforce Solutions. So if the jobs that we mentioned today aren't a good fit for you, never hesitate to reach out to us at the ABC13 hotline. And then the other thing that we want to do is to make sure that you're working with a good attention grabbing resume. So today we're going to have some tips about building a functional resume versus a chronological resume. And there's some advantages to that that are really beneficial as we're coming out of the pandemic, or actually I should say we're still in the pandemic. But as we emerge and try to rebuild our careers and do new and better things in 2022. So that functional resume is going to help us out. The job leads that we have today are going to help us out. So we're glad to be back with you, and we appreciate ABC13 for allowing us to continue to help our community.
Well, you know we can't move forward until we see the fuzzy boots. So are they?
Uh, yeah, no, I'm not that flexible this morning because I have to prop myself up. You know how short I am. So I'm actually propped on several pillows. And if I do that, yeah, everything just
All
comes
right,
tumbling
we'll
down.
just take your word for it. So so Michelle, let's start with, like I know we always do, taking a look at the job
Uh,
the job numbers. So go ahead and give us an update on what came out this morning.
Absolutely. So we got the weekly claims report this number at the national level, and it was a little bit startling because there was increases, and we've been really fortunate. We have been looking at continual decreases, and we're returning back to those pre-pandemic levels. But it was startling to everybody that watches those numbers because it was an increase of 55,000 claims from the previous week. So we're now at 286,000 new claims for just last week. It's the highest level that it's been since October, and it's the largest single week increase since July. So it has people a little bit unnerved, and even the 4 week moving average has an increase of 20,000. And, I like to point that out because that 4 week moving average is intended to kind of take out those little spikes. But so it's really telling us that, yes, there is an increase. And then even in the continuing claims, which means people aren't just filing a claim and then quickly going back to work. They're remaining unemployed for a period of time. There was an increase of 84,000 in the continuing claims. And here's the funny thing is the Texas claims are trending downward. So there's a few things to consider when you're really looking at those numbers. One is that we are in fact still in a pandemic, and Omicron is clearly causing more disruption to the job market. So really no surprise there. And then historically, January does bring around those seasonal layoffs because again, we had increased hiring around the holidays, whether that be for retail workers, delivery drivers, party and event staff. And then that slacks off in January as people retreat from the spending and the activities. And then, of course, you add on to that the Omicron surge. But we will know a little bit more about what's going on here locally once we get that December jobs report tomorrow. So, all hope is not lost. We are still not at the levels that we were at in March and April of 2020. So relative to that, we're still in good shape, but it is important to remain mindful that we are still in a pandemic, and you can expect to see some more um, disruptions to our lives in general until all of this settles out. The good news is that on the job front, there are things that you can do to help protect your career and your income by landing these new and better jobs that are slightly a little bit more recession proof. Remember, all of those frontline service industry jobs are always going to have the biggest volatility with this kind of an event. But as we look for 2022 and planning for those new and better jobs, there's opportunities to shield yourself from that. And in fact, today we have one job that after you pass the probationary period, it becomes a work from home opportunity. So more and more companies are adapting so that they can continue to provide their goods and services. And so we'll be able to share one of those today.
Excellent. Well, let's, since you put it so nicely, let's just jump right in and talk about the different employers and how people can apply for these jobs. And the good news is I've already checked everything. I was checking just now. We're all good to go. The website's working. So we should be able to easily help people out this time.
Excellent. Well, today we have 3 employers with 7 job openings and 7 job postings and 65 job openings. And remember that we are going for quality over quantity. And so all of these jobs are going to pay at least $14 an hour. Most of them are paying upwards of $15, $18 an hour. And no matter what kind of job you want, you can always reach out to us at the ABC13 hotline, which is 713-243-6663. So digging into it, to find the job leads that are fresh and new this week, if you are on social media, head on over to facebook.com/advancemycareer. That is the Workforce Solutions Facebook page. Once you get there, click on the Jobs tab. That'll take you to the jobs that we are featuring this week, and you can take a look at those jobs right there. If you are interested in any of those positions, click on the Apply Now button. Clicking on that Apply Now button will start a conversation with Terry.
Hi, Terry. I know you're waiting for it.
So clicking on the Apply Now button will start a conversation with Terry. Terry's going to make sure that we have all good contact information for you, because again, your Facebook profile is populated with information, and we want to make sure that it's all still accurate so that we can get you connected with a Workforce Solutions recruiter. Those recruiters are going to make sure that you have the skills and qualifications that the employer is looking for. And if you don't, that's okay. We are going to find you other job leads. If you are qualified, then they're going to get you set up for an interview with that employer. So again, that's all if you are on Facebook. If you like to stay on the web, head on over to wrksolutions.com/jobs-now. Once you get to that Jobs Now page, you will see all of the different jobs that we are actively recruiting for. And these positions in particular are what we call our hot jobs. These are the jobs that employers say they need to fill quickly. So these employers are willing to act quickly, meaning that if you want to make a move quickly, these are the jobs that are where you could land an interview as early as next week. Once you get to that Jobs Now page, take a look at the right-hand side. You will see a column of jobs that say "As Seen on ABC13." All of the job titles are listed right there. Once you see a job title that is of interest to you, click on that. That link will take you to the complete MyTX Career job posting. You get to see all of the details of that. What I like about it is that not only does it describe to you what the job is about, it gives you information about that employer, gives you information about what qualifications they're really looking for, which are the ones that are necessary and even which are preferred, so that when you are customizing yourself to present to that employer, you can really focus on those things. You can even click on and do the mapping function, so you can see if geographically this is a position where you want to physically work. So again, all of that is on mytxcareer.com. You get there from wrksolutions.com/jobs now. You can submit directly on mytxcareer, or you can drop us a line at jobs@wrksolutions.com, or you can give us a call again, 713-243-6663. And just remember that the everything that you have on your social media profile is going to be visible to us and to those prospective employers. So make sure that it's all professional looking, professional sounding, and we'll help you get started on that next career.
And I'm excited about that first one with Baytech
Uh-huh.
because it's a part of the aerospace program, and it's timely that we're going to highlight that program because last week, actually it was last Thursday, Governor Greg Abbott allocated $10 million in grants to help out two spaceports, ours and then one in South Texas. So $5 million in grants that's going to go to the spaceport. So obviously the Houston spaceport broke ground last year. I was there for it. And so this is a new emerging place where there's going to be a lot of entrepreneurship, different aerospace companies there. So if you want to work in the aerospace industry, it is booming, especially with the Artemis program, with all this private space exploration. So Baytech is a really exciting opportunity if you want to tap into that resource. Did I sell it enough, Michelle? Right? Is that
Absolutely. And you know, again, it's that theme of new year, new you, and finding those new opportunities. What I always am fascinated about with the aerospace sector is that it is it it's obvious, but then it's really not, because we know we have NASA and the Johnson Space Center, and it's entertaining, but we forget that that also means jobs, and it's not just the old style of the NASA direct hire jobs, but it's all of this expansion into spaceport, you know, all of the privatization of the space exploration and space travel. And the all of this is sitting right in our backyard, and most people don't have that opportunity. It is here in the Houston area. So if you want to get in on that, you can do it a couple of ways. You know, you can become a rocket scientist. NASA and all of those companies are still going to need engineers. But if that is not in your career path, these training opportunities are really good ways to get into the business, ways to get good jobs, ways to be working right alongside those rocket scientists and earning a good living. So in particular, the this training program is done in conjunction with San Jacinto College at their Edge Center, and there's two job titles that they are training for. One is an aerospace composite manufacturing technician, or the other is an aerospace basic electrical technician. And you, again, will be working alongside the engineers. You'll be doing all of things that come along with creating the equipment and the vehicles that will travel into space, as well as how do we support things while we're there. So again, imagine that there's a lot of technology involved and a lot of moving parts. So in this training program, you'll learn enough to be a part of this. A couple things to know about this training program. One, it is a hybrid training program, meaning that some of this will be done online, but you do actually need to go in person to learn the hands-on components. So it is a hybrid model. The other thing is that it is not a paid training. Oftentimes we do talk about earn while you learn. This particular one is not a paid training, so you are not receiving pay while you're doing this. So it is 6 to 8 weeks. So you'll need to make sure that you are able to support yourself with that. And again, we'll help you navigate all of that. And at the end of this, you will be prepared to take the certification exam, get that credential, and it'll be yours regardless of which of these companies you go to work for. And our recruiters tell us that once the individuals get these certifications, there is no trouble getting you placed. So it is a really smart investment in yourself. And again, it doesn't cost anything if you qualify, because there's scholarships available through this Baytech organization. And then there are other scholarships available that either San Jacinto College or Workforce Solutions can help you navigate. So again, a really good training opportunity. You may not be earning a salary while you're in this training, but you will be setting yourself up for a really good paycheck.
And I will say the training's only 6 to 8 weeks. So, and then after that, you can get an internship or get a job. So, in less than 3 months, you could be earning a paycheck. And those careers, by the way, because I've looked into them, composite manufacturing, electrical technician, you're looking between like $40,000 and $60,000 you can make. So they're good paying jobs right out, after a 3-month training. So to make that kind of salary.
Exactly. And those wages continue to go up as you gain the experience,
Right.
as you prove yourself. And that will get you into um, that will get you into additional opportunities, so that you can grow in that career, so that your salary will increase. And remember that this is a booming industry. This is something that's new, so the opportunities are only going to increase. And so if you can get in early, you really are setting yourself up for a very successful career path.
All right, now let's highlight some of the other jobs that we have, Michelle.
Absolutely. Okay. So one of our partners is Garage Force. They are a company that is working on remodeling and improvements. And so imagine that you have garages. These can be at homes, these can be in commercial places. And, we're all trying to make more of our space. So this company goes in and does improvements. They are looking for a couple of different positions. They're looking for an operations leader. So again, this is a supervisory position. You need to have a little bit of a sales experience along with being able to do the physical work and doing these installations. It's a full-time position. It can pay up to $25 an hour. One of the key things is that you have to pass a background check and you have to have a valid driver's license, because again, you will be going to the job sites. Also, we have a crew leader position. So this one pays up to $20 an hour. And again, you will be doing the physical labor, but you need to be able to work in a team, because there's multiple steps to going and doing this kind of work. So you have to be a really good, strong communicator. Next position I want to highlight is with Group One Associates. So these are automotive customer service positions. They're facilitating the services that people need for their cars, getting all of that arranged, working all of that out. They're looking to fill 30 positions. What I like about this position is that they're service coordinator positions. And so these positions they start off you working in the office. Full-time starting pay is $15 an hour. And then if you are successful in making it through that probationary period, there's a possibility of doing this as a work from home job. Obviously, they want to make sure that you get trained, that you understand their systems, that you are performing, delivering the service at the level that they expect, and that you're able to operate all of those systems. So again, they do ask that you have a high school diploma or the equivalent. If you are bilingual, that's a bonus. And they do ask that you have at least 1 year of customer service experience, preferably in a call center environment. Because again, not only do you need to be able to talk to people, you also need to be able to operate the computer systems. And that's where oftentimes we see candidates who are not successful, because they're not able to adapt to the technology. So if you're good with computers, if you're good on the phone, if you can talk to people and do accurate data entry, please take a look at this position, because again, once you pass that probationary period, there's a possibility of making this a work from home job. Moving on to the next set of jobs, it's with Houston Housing Authority. Houston Housing Authority, again, helps individuals who are looking for good, stable housing. They have 3 different positions that they are trying to fill. One is a housing inspector. For this position, you do need to have a degree in construction management or engineering or some related field like that. They do ask that you have 3 years of experience in working with building codes or construction or things of that nature. Because again, what you're going to do is make sure that these homes are up to the building codes and they are good quality, safe environments. If possible, they would prefer a bilingual Spanish person. And again, here again, you do need to be able to, you do need to have a driver's license or get your driver's license within 30 days of employment, because you will be driving to the different locations. So again, that's with Houston Housing Authority, and it's the housing inspector. The next two positions are both housing specialists. It's full. Both positions are full time. They pay upwards of $20 an hour. You need to have a high school diploma. They prefer a college degree, but they'll take you with 2 years of 2 years of college and work experience to make up for that 4-year program. You'll be working with housing vouchers. You will need to be able to do math because you're going to be doing rental calculations. You'll need to be able to pass their certification exam because, again, you will be working with public funds. You will be administering a public program. You're working with taxpayer money, so you need to be able to pass that exam. On the other housing specialist, this will be working in a call center position. Both are good positions for individuals who have customer service experience and can operate computer software. Lastly, we have a relevant and timely position.
Very relevant and timely.
These are laboratory positions. You'll actually be working in the field. It's called a COVID swabber. So you will be administering COVID tests. It's a part-time position, pays $14 an hour. They have 30 openings that they're trying to fill. And again, we all know that right now with the Omicron surge, there is a demand for testing. So if you are interested in this position, it does pay $14 an hour. Please reach out to us because we would love to help facilitate that and make sure that people stay healthy and get the treatment that they need. So again, 30 openings for COVID swabbers, pays $14 an hour. You do need a high school diploma or a GED.
All right, perfect, Michelle. Thank you. And if anyone wants to apply for those jobs, just go ahead and hit the apply button. There's also the social media page, which just search for Advance My Career, search the jobs tab, and you can reach out. And Terry is standing by and helping out there. But you can call this number that you see right there, 713-243-6663. This number is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. It's the ABC13 hotline. You can call, ask about any of these jobs. You can call, ask about if you need childcare support, if you need adult education, you want to learn about that, or maybe you want to practice interview skills. Please reach out and call that number. You tell them that Nick and the jobs lady, Michelle, sent you, and then I'm sure they'll get a chuckle out of that. But another reason that you can call is for resume improvements. And I know, Michelle, you wanted to quickly touch upon that and some advice for if you need to write so it's a new year, new job, maybe you got to write a new resume. So if you have some advice on that, Michelle, if you want to lay that out for people.
Absolutely. I'll do this quickly, but just a quick reminder that there are different styles of resume, and typically people will do what we call a chronological resume. It makes perfect sense. You start with your most current experience and work backwards. But at Workforce Solutions, we are really encouraging everybody to consider formatting that into a functional resume. What's good about this functional resume is that it emphasizes your skills, your expertise, and your accomplishments. This functional resume is particularly good if you had an employment gap, because a lot of people did, and there's no secret in that. It was the pandemic. Nonetheless, rather than focusing on the gap, let's focus on what you can do, those skills, and what you're going to bring to that next employer. And remember that your resume does just two things. You get about 15 seconds of attention, so you really want to make sure that the reader understands that you are qualified for that position so that you can get into that interview. Then just a couple of more tips to keep in mind when you're building that functional resume. If you're an older worker, limit the dates to last maybe 10 or 15 years at most. You really don't want to put yourself at a disadvantage for any biases that people may have. If you're a younger worker, again, avoiding those biases that you don't have enough experience by including your academic accomplishments and maybe your volunteer experiences so that you can showcase the skills. Again, what are you bringing to that employer? Never go more than 2 pages because, again, nobody's going to get past it. And then 2 things to keep in mind, that you want to have both a Word document, because, again, we always talk about how most employers today have some sort of online job application. And if you have that Word format, the screen readers, when you upload it, it'll automatically populate and it'll save you a lot of time keying it in. But then you also want to have a PDF version so that when people view it on the screen, it has all that formatting and it makes it easy for the eye to get to those high skills highlights. And then finally, if you're having trouble starting, take a look at your dream job and craft something so that's going to showcase that tons of help available to help you get all of this done at Workforce Solutions. You can use the resume builder that's within mytxcareer.com. You can take one of our resume workshops. We do them about every 2 weeks. You can get the resume workshop and it's live via Zoom, or we have all of those recorded at wrksolutions.com/online learning. And you can take that module self-paced. We have all of the materials there with you on the website. So lots of different ways that you can do this. And of course, never hesitate, never hesitate to ask for help at the ABC13 hotline, which is 713-243-6663.
All right, Michelle, thank you very much. And thank you everyone for joining us for our weekly virtual job fair. We will be back again next week. That is always the plan, to do these weekly events. So feel free to call, reach out. If you have any questions, reach out to me on social media. Michelle and I have built a really close relationship, so I can pass along any questions that you may have onto her, and I always respond. So please reach out, and then I will get you that help if needed. Everyone have a great weekend. Michelle, you have a great weekend. My Buffalo Bills play the Chiefs this weekend, so it's a big weekend for me. So I'm
excellent.
That's where I will be doing Sunday night at 5:30 our time. So let's go Buffalo. All right, let's go Bills, as Josh Allen says. All right, everyone, have a great weekend. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye, Michelle.
Bye.